Very good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Speaker, and this is my channel, and this is one of my series. So, okay, but those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Now, I'm trying to sweep all the dirt from from under the rug because our whole life and our whole history has been deleted and made like they were myths and not the truth. On this channel, this series, I give you the truth and nothing but the truth. I researched everything and make sure that it is. Will you all excuse me? I need to put my charger in. Please hold on. Excuse me. All right. I make sure that it's the truth. And part of my series in my whole channel is made from transparency and the truth. And my life, also the way I taught my daughter, also honesty is the best policy, believe me. And so our whole life in America has been a lie. And it's coming out now. And and the people who exploited our ancestors and the descendants now and the present need to come forward, all right, and make it uh, right so we can go forward, try to forgive, but never, 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 never forget what the Europeans have put us through. We won't forget you. No, I think we will because we don't talk about it, but it's on our genes. The pain is there. We feel it every single day. And we remember because this comes from our ancestors. And we are not meant to forget what happened. And so now that we are talking about it, and we will continue to talk about it. We will never stop. Never. Because it needs to be said and put out there so we won't forget this. So, okay. Enslaved people is financial assets. In antebellum America, especially in the South, enslaved individuals were treated as property and used as collaterals for bank loans, mortgage assets, and commodities in financial transactions. See, a lot of people are looking at our ancestors was only an asset on the plantations. They don't realize that slavery was used in every aspect of our ancestors' life. They were used as money in almost every establishment. And right now, I'm talking about the banks. The banks even used it, exploited slaves. So, banks directly profited from slavery by underwriting loans secured by human lives. Another establishment that exploited our ancestors. When early 1800s to Civil War, 1861, 1865, the practice peaked during the post-war of 1812 economic boom, especially in the 1820s, 1850s, 1837 through 1843. The financial panic and depression intensified banks' reliance on enslaved people as collateral. And see, a lot of the people say that the government don't owe us reparations. Listen to this story. And this is only one story that describes how the enslaved was exploited by American Europeans. This is only one story. They used our ancestors as collateral, the same as money, where southern frontier states, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, northern banks, though less directly involved, they were still involved. Some northern institutions like Citibank, they're still around, and J.P. Morgan Chase. These companies use my ancestors and yours as collateral for loans. You understand? For loans. As I discuss this and learn more and more and more about how my ancestors was exploited by the government, e- everyone had their hands in the pot because it was money. And they used my ancestors like money. And I realized that the federal government will never be able to pay the people of color and their ancestors back, even if it started in my time, my daughter's time, trying to put it right and giving us things that they stole from us, plus the money they can never pay us back because it's too much money. Too much. But that don't have to keep them from making it right. And the federal government needs to notice and start doing the right thing and preparing the rift between the European Americans and the people of color because they have a lot repairing to do, and they also need to ask God to please give them because they need to make it right with God also, not just people that they exploited, but also God. If I was you all European people, I'd be concerned about that part. Okay, economic expansion. Banks needed secure collateral for loans, and enslaved people were seen as reliable. Oh, excuse me, you all. This is making me sick of my stomach every time I hear about how and my ancestors was exploited. It's disgusting. Just for money. And that's how America got rich. They owe the people of color. an apology and start paying back. Okay. People were seen as reliable, valuable assets, profit motive. Oh, of course. Slave backed loans were considered low risk and high return. Support for plantation economy. Banks helped finance plantations, which were central to Southern wealth. Banks, Citizens Bank of Louisiana, that's another bank, Bank of Kentucky, uh, Fleet Boston, now part of Bank of America. These are names that used for slavery. J.P. Morgan Chase and their subsidiaries. Borrowers were plantation owners and businessmen who mortgaged enslaved people to to cons- to secure loans, and the big victims were enslaved individuals used as collateral, sold in foreclosures, and treated as financial instruments. Discounting business notes. Banks insured short term loans backed by promissory notes, often secured with enslaved people. Mortgages. Enslaved people were mortgaged alongside land. Foreclosures. If debts weren't repaid, oh Lord have mercy, banks seized and sold enslaved individuals. European banks in America were deeply complicit in slavery. They accepted enslaved people as collateral, finance study. They also financed slave purchases and plantation expansion. Sold enslaved people during foreclosures. Profited from the slave economy and helped sustain it. Conclusion: the banking system was not a passive bystander. It seemed like a lot of establishments were a passive bystander. It was an active participant in slavery. Banks were. These financial practices institutionalized human suffering, commodified people of color lives, and entrenched systemic racism in American capitalism. In my opinion, this history is a stark reminder that economic institutions are not neutral. I see that now. The legacy of slavery and banking underscores the need for transparency, reparations, and systemic reform. Acknowledging this past is essential to building a more just financial future. And they need to come clean, apologize. Impact on the enslaved. Dehumanization, reduced to financial assets. Family separation, sold individually during foreclosure. So this affected these banks, affected ancestors in these ways. Instability, lives disrupted by debt defaults. Psychological trauma, constant threat of being sold or mortgaged. Okay, let's see here. I think that's all. Okay, I hope this gave everyone information, the truth. Even though you might not like it, it's transparent and it is the truth. Thank you for watching. Share, like, subscribe if you haven't, and please pass it on. Thank you. Namaste. Okay.